All right, Hans Themistode, FightHype.com at Regis Prograis. How you doing, brother?
I'm all good, bro. Like I said, out here in the South, baby, the bottom of the map. I'm back in New Orleans right now, just chilling, enjoying the food, enjoying the weather, and enjoying my family and stuff.
All right, that's what I'd like to hear. I know it wasn't too long ago where you had it looked more like a celebration of your accomplishment, beating Jose Cepeda, winning the title. How was that parade and how was that feeling for you, man?
It was cool. We didn't have a parade. So what I did, I didn't come here directly after. Well, I think I did. I came here. I just chilled, bro. Sometimes I come here like every time when I come to New Orleans, bro, everybody want to get their hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have meetings. Everybody want to meet up with me and stuff. And I like, but sometimes I just want to come and chill. At the end of the day, bro, this is still my home. This home for me. I don't live here, but it's still my home. And most of my close friends live here. My mama live here. My grandma live here. So sometimes I just be wanting to chill out. And I think that time I just after the fight, I just came just to chill, bro. Be with my mom and my grandma, and that was it. And then of course after I went to Brazil with my other side of my family, basically.
Gotcha. Not mad at it, man. So, would love to talk about Subriel Matias. Hope I said his name
Right.
properly. Um,
Yeah.
what did you think of his performance, man?
I ain't watch it, bro. To be honest, I ain't watch it. I watched the highlights. Don't get me wrong. Listen, every day, not every day, but almost every other day or every few days, bro. I wake up and somebody will text message me or something like that, and it might be a tweet, and then somebody calling me out. So I'm like, bro, all right, somebody else calling me out. That I mean, it is what it is, bro. You gotta, when you the world champion, you have a target on your back, and everybody will call you out. So I mean, listen, I expect that. So I wake up and I look at that and I'm like, all right, and then I check them out. Some people I don't know, some people I do know, and I go look at them. I go look at the fight and stuff like that. But I didn't see his I just saw I tried to watch the fight after the fight, but all I saw is the highlights on YouTube.
Gotcha. Well, I know that you know that he picked up the win, and I'm not sure if it was that same night or the day after. You put out a tweet. You was real respectful, man. You was just like, "Yo, great performance, great win. I hope I get a chance to see you soon." And then Matthias kind of went like the other way, and he was just like, "Yo, if I fight Regis, I'll put him in the hospital." And then the whole,
Right, right.
it was kind of like
Yeah.
a back and forth thing.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. Listen, I just don't listen, bro. Honestly, I think he not on my level. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And I really do. Hopefully, I don't know who I'm gonna fight next, but hopefully I can fight him one day. And listen, just tell him keep that belt. I just hope that he can keep that belt, bro. I think that I'm not gonna say he'll be an easy fight, but I definitely think I'll whoop him for sure. Definitely think I'll whoop him. He's never fought nothing like me before. Yeah, bro, he never fought nothing like me before, bro. Like that dude was hitting him with all kinds of stuff, and the dude he fought is not nowhere close to my level. So, like I said, I still say the same thing. Congratulations, but just keep that belt tight for me, bro. I just hope you have it when the time is right for me and him, and then we'll fight. Then I'm taking that belt off of him.
Gotcha. Now, I know you said that you don't think he's on your level or anything like that, but he hits really hard from what I
It
can
looks
see.
like, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. It definitely looked like it's really hard for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Would,
Exactly.
would you kind of look at him? I mean, I know you think you could beat anybody anyways, but do you kind of look at a guy like him and say he's a little bit more of a difficult matchup than somebody else who like kind of boxes? Because Matthias just kind of wants you to come to him and bang it out and get you out of there. That's what he does pretty much everybody. Do you view that as like a difficult style matchup necessarily?
No, bro. I've been with that style before, bro. I've been with that same style before. Listen, bro, I came up, my boxing style came up in Texas, bro. That's how most of the fighters out there fight. So I really don't think that's a difficult style. Of course, I haven't taken his punches yet, so I don't really know how hard he hits, but I don't know, bro. I don't think that's a difficult style.
Would you at least, because a lot of people, I'm not sure if I would agree with it. I'd probably say you and Josh Taylor still, but a lot of people, because Josh has been so inactive, they're saying that it's you and Matias, that's the two best guys at 140. Do you agree with that, or do you still think it's like Josh or somebody else?
I listen. He hasn't fought big competition right now, bro. I mean, I understand, bro. People want to jump on a bandwagon and stuff like that, but you got to give me some. You gotta give me some big names, some names that he fought. I think it's still me and Josh Taylor, bro. And you still got, as much as I don't want to say it, but you still gotta put Ramirez in there also. Ramirez is only, Ramirez is a unified champion. Josh Taylor was an undisputed champion, and I'm a 2-time world champion. So accomplishments wise, bro, it's still me and Josh Taylor. And like you could throw Ramirez in there too. He hasn't, like, for me, Matias hasn't fought the level competition yet. It has to be, you have to judge people on their level of competition. You can't judge them just on fighting, like nobody's. It got to be a level competition. But I think listen, I give him respect. I think he's good. But I just don't think he's on that level right now.
Gotcha. Kind of also want to shift gears a little bit because I got a chance to talk to Richardson Hitchens like last week, was kind of hanging out with him a little bit, and brought up your name.
Right.
Mentioning that, I think you're a special fighter. And he was just like, it's not necessarily that he thinks that you're a special fighter overall. It's more so that he believes that you have special punching power, you have like extreme grit, extreme determination, and that's what would make you a really difficult fight. But he did also tell me that he can beat you. Like, do you kind of view Richardson right now as somebody you kind of have to keep an eye on, or
No.
do you think it's because of his skills, or do you think it's just he's just not a contender necessarily yet?
Not a contender yet, bro. I mean, listen, bro, you gotta fight people, bro. You gotta fight some names, bro. Fight somebody that's a hard fight. Not just, listen, everybody gonna say the same thing, bro. Everybody gonna say things about me, everybody, because I got a target on my back. I understand that, bro. And I can't respond to everybody. I'm glad we could do an interview and stuff and talk about it, but I can't just respond to everybody. But yeah, I just don't. Nah, right now I can't see it, bro. Of course, he's gonna say all that stuff. He's not gonna come on an interview and say, "Oh, I would," like I would beat him. Obviously, he won't say that. But I just don't think right now, bro. It's just not there for him, bro. It's levels to this. I keep saying, I say this. It's levels to this with Matias. It's levels to this with Hitchison. I think it's levels to this, bro. And same thing, bro. I don't think he's on my level. I think he needs to, he needs to fight somebody else of a high caliber, somebody like a Montana Love, or like a Ramirez, or somebody like that right now. But I just, to step up to this, I don't think it's the right time.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this then, because at 140, you're pretty much at the top, so nobody would really know better than you. So even if you don't think a guy like Richardson Hitchens is on your level right now, just looking at the eye test, do you look at him and say, okay, he's a really good fighter. He's not a contender, I guess, quote unquote, now because he hasn't like fought the top names, but he is somebody
Right.
that I kind of have to keep an eye on because he is going to make his way up.
Of course, I definitely look at him like that. Yeah, I try for the most part, I try to look at everybody, bro. When somebody, like, it'll be somebody will call me out, and then people text me because I don't really pay attention to the social media and stuff like that. So when somebody will call me out, somebody will text me the tweet or something like that, or share the tweet, then I will go look at it. Then I go turn on their fights, and I think I try, at least, I can't say I watch everybody, but I try to watch everybody in 140-pound division. And I go watch their fights, and I mean, I think he's a good boxer. He's slick, he's fast. But you just got to put him in for me, just, I don't judge people on that, bro. You got to put some people in some hard fights and see how they can overcome that. And that's when I would judge somebody, when they in some hard fights and they can overcome some things.
Gotcha. Just my last thing on Hitchens. Do you think he can beat a guy like Montana Love and an even higher level like Ramirez, or probably not? You're not sure.
With Montana, I think it'll be a good fight. I don't know, honestly. Ramirez, I don't think he could beat a Ramirez. I can't see him beating somebody like Ramirez just with that pressure style. You have to, yeah. I mean, I won't say too much about it, but I don't think he can. I don't think he could beat somebody like Ramirez, me, Josh Taylor. But I think with somebody like Montana, it'll be a good scrap. I think it could be a, I think it'll be a, it'll be a close fight, and the if them two fight, then the winner of that, should have like a final eliminator. Then after that, go to the, fight for the belt or something like that. If I was a promoter, obviously I'm not a promoter, so but that's just me talking to her like that.
Gotcha. All right. So shifting gears, because I know I've asked you before, so I'm not gonna necessarily ask you again because you told me that you believe Josh Taylor is gonna ultimately beat Teofimo Lopez. But
Right.
I wanted to know because before Tio actually became a world champ against Richard Comey, I believe his previous fight was against Nakatani, and he didn't look that great, but he picked up the win. And then he went on to beat Richard Comey in like the second round, and then he beat Vasily Lomachenko. So pretty much what I'm
Right.
asking you is, do you think Tio can like fight up to his level of competition and actually, rise and shine and ultimately beat Josh Taylor because of those traits?
I think so. I mean, listen, I think it's a good fight, bro. I think Teofimo has the style to beat Josh Taylor, but I just think is he gritty enough to get in there with Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor's, he's gritty. He's a big person for 140 pounds. He is strong. He has power. He's a gritty and grimy type of fighter. So, I think like I said, I think he has the style to beat him. Definitely has the style to beat Josh Taylor, but I just don't. I don't see it, man. I don't see him. I don't see him beating him.
Even with the year layoff and he didn't necessarily look that great against Catteral, do you think maybe Tio maybe catching him at the right time at least?
It could be. Nah, that's another thing. That's definitely a possibility. He could be catching them at the right time. Now, if he does that, then yeah. But I like at the same time, just because Josh Taylor, just because he was a year out, and just because he didn't have a good performance against Jack Catterall, he might rise to the occasion for this one. Because he might look at it as like, man, like what else is he gonna do if he doesn't beat like if Josh Taylor doesn't beat a Teofimo, he loses his belt at 140 against a guy that's coming up from 135. What else is he gonna do? They'll just be feeding to killers after that. It'll be hard for him to get back to the top, basically. So I think in his mind that he knows that he will have to win this fight. Really, it's a I think it's an interesting fight. It's a good fight because both of them really have to. Like if Teofimo doesn't beat Josh Taylor, then he still has a name and stuff like that. But you know, what would he do to get back to the top? And if Josh Taylor, especially if Josh Taylor doesn't beat Tio, what is he gonna do? He was talking about going to 147, and if he doesn't beat Tio, you can't beat a person that's coming up from 135. You definitely can't go to 147. So he'll have to stay around at 140 and wait for another spot at another shot at the belt. So that's why I think it's a real good fight because both of them it's like it's not a make it or break. A lot of people want to say make it or break. It's not a make it or break your type of fight, but it's a lot of pressure on both of them.
Gotcha. Also wanted to kind of give you a chance to clear up. I know you don't really pay attention necessarily to like the business side of stuff. You're like, all right, send me the contract. That's what I'm fighting. That's how much I'm getting paid. Cool, no problem. But I had spoke to Teofimo Lopez Sr. like probably about a month ago, something like that, and asked him about you. And he was just like, the money isn't necessarily there and things like that and whatever. And I know in like previous interviews with like Jose Ramirez, when it came to that whole money situation, you was just like, well, you didn't even really give it a chance to like negotiate and stuff like that and whatever to see what you could really make. So was there like any attempts from Team Lopez to kind of like negotiate? Nope, not at all.
It
Okay.
wasn't no attempts from neither team. It wasn't no attempts from Ramirez team, and it wasn't no attempts from Tio's team. It was just they just said that the money just wasn't there. But it wasn't nobody even never got into no type of negotiations, none of that stuff. I mean, with the Ramirez thing, they mandated me and him, and they said that it was gonna be a 65-35 split, and then Ramirez just turned it down. Nobody even for me, I thought that they maybe if they was gonna turn it down, it would have turned down after you got an offer, like whoever won the purse bid, they after that. But we never even got to that point. They just turned it down. And with Tio, they turned down before that. So yeah, bro, nothing never happened.
Gotcha. Is there any truth to your team and Jack Catterall's team in negotiations to possibly fight, or is there any truth to that?
I think it's a possibility because I'm with we with the same promotional team. We both with Pro Bellum, which just turned to Disrupt. So I think that it could be in negotiations right now, but I still don't know about that either, bro. You know,
Gotcha.
I think that's something that they want to make happen, but like I said, I don't I don't know how far that's gonna go either.
Is that a
So
guy that
we'll
you
see.
is that a guy that you kind of look at and view him as a top level guy, even though he did lose to Josh, but extremely controversial? Is that a guy that you want to fight though?
I wouldn't want to fight anybody, bro. Listen, I don't care about the name. Just tell me how much I'm gonna get paid, and it needs to be good. It needs to be worth my while. And that's it, bro. I don't anybody at 140, bro. I'll fight anybody at 140, bro. So you can't say a name that'll make me be like, oh, I don't want to fight him. Nah, I just wanna. For me, bro, I want to get paid. That's all. I want to get paid, and I want want what I deserve. That's all. I'm a world champion. I'm one in the world, and I feel like I deserve to get paid. That's it.
I'm not mad at
So, it, yeah, for me, whoever, bro, whoever it is, then that's who I'll. If they tell me who I'm gonna fight next, it is what it is. But
that.
guess what? You gotta pay me.
I'm not mad at it, man. Now come May 13th, there is a guy who's moving up in weight. Does have a pretty big name. And Rolly, he's moving up and he's officially fighting for the WBA title against Alberto Puello. If he wins, that could possibly set up a really intriguing fight with yourself later down the line. How do you think that fight is going to possibly play out? Do you think Rolly is big enough, strong enough to kind of hang with guys like yourself at 140 or like Puello, or you aren't really too sure? You got to kind of wait and see.
Yeah, I gotta kind of wait and see, bro. I mean, he got knocked out by Tank, but shit, Tank knocked everybody out, so you can't really, that's that situation. But I don't know. I'll have to see, man. I don't. I think the Puello for me. I'm not. I'm not. I don't rank Puello too high. In the 140s, but he is. I think he's big. Rolly is. Like 5'6" or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, Puello's like 5'10", 5'11". So he's a tall. He moves around a lot. I watched him a little bit too. Once I found out he was fighting for the WBA, I watched him a lot too. So I was watching him. So I don't know, man. That's something that you have to you have to see. You have to watch the fight and see where it's gonna go.
In terms of giving somebody the slightest edge, who would you kind of give that to? And second part of my question would be, I know you don't necessarily care, like you said before, who you fight and whatever, but the part of you kind of look at it like, I kind of think this guy's gonna win, but I really want Rolly to win because that's a name and that's a nice payday for you, man.
Right. So yeah, if I want anybody to win, obviously it'll be Rolly. Dude Puello, he's not really a name. Rolly has a name from the Javante stuff. He's entertained. He talks. He says crazy stuff all the time. So yeah, if he wins, then I would definitely. I think me and him will definitely be a big fight for sure.